Have you counted them? Tried counting them?
Over 30. We've had 30 to 50 at one time.
Dang, they get mean with each other, man. We're gonna try that little ring thing out I got last year. You put it in your. Say hello, Mama.
Hello.
Oh, Flossie herself, still in her nightgown or
Hello,
pajamas.
honey.
Oh, okay. You look pretty no matter what you got on, Mama. My old sister Ruth. We're doing cleaning rugs today. Where we going to? Look at those hummingbirds that go around. Ooh, they got close to my head. I could feel the wind off of them. You decided not to try that long one without me, huh? That long hummingbird feeder. You remember how much hell we had last
I
year?
don't even, where's it
I
at?
think it's in that cabinet. When do they start going the other way, flying somewhere else?
End of the month will be the last.
And where did they go?
I guess
To
back.
Florida?
Yeah,
They turn into Floridian hummingbirds.
the coast,
Hey,
wherever.
Peas. Do you have them like that? Oh, yeah. Well, there's several that chases it. Damn, there's some mean ones up here. My uncle caught one time, and he said that was the meanest little devil. It sounds like helicopters flying by. I just got up to my mammy's this afternoon. Still hot here in the south, let me just tell you. Tammy told me it's supposed to be 60 before the storm comes through. She said it's supposed to be 60 next week. I don't know, maybe somewhere else, but it sure didn't get 60.
What did you talking about at night?
Yeah, at night, but I don't even think it did that at night. Yes, my sister said, Michael, that she counted 30 to how many? 50 at one
Mm-hmm.
time. Last year, I bought my mom one of those long ones, you know. It looks like a row. But let me just tell you, you need to be coordinated. You should have seen me and my sister. It's kind of like how many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb? How many crackers does it take to hang a damn hummingbird feeder? We ended up wearing most of that juice. That was the hardest thing to hang up, but it could have been that we were a little inebriated. Hey, Mario. Is that all they? I wonder if they like eat anything or they just drink. That's the ones that are chirping. They're called Karens. Is that the mix, sis, or did you color food color in it? Is
Put
it?
food coloring in it.
Are they only attracted to red, Mama, or they go to? We put purple in there. You think they'd come to it or green?
I don't know.
How you been feeling, Mama?
Not too hot.
Headsetter brother, VR. Yep, yep. There's your shout out, Bubba. Oh, in Mississippi, in the by the I don't know what area we're in. South. Uh, we would be considered a southwest. North is always in front of me, and south is always behind me, no matter which way I'm facing. So I'd have to look at a atlas or a
We're in
compass or something.
southeast Mississippi.
Southeast. Well, east is toward California.
Alabama.
No, east is California. West is
No.
New York.
No.
East Coast. You're right. You're right. So we're southwest. Oh yeah. Do you know which way north, south, east, or west is right now?
North, west, east, and
Yeah, that's what I say too. North, south.
north.
But we're facing different directions.
Yeah.
You should have tried.
Still wrong.
I know, and you should have been that illiterate and trying to fly a damn plane. Let me just tell you. My ex-husband used to say, don't worry about it. If you get lost, all you got to do is drop down till you find a water tower, read the name of the town on the water tower, and you'll know where you're at. So I had to have so many hours solo by myself after I got solo. You know, I had to go up and do so many hours before I did my cross country. And one day I went up and, you know, I've heard all these stories like when it's clear, you know, you travel a lot further whenever it's further than what you think when it's clear. Well, anyway, I went up and I felt like I had been up for an hour. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where I'm at. And I freaking found a water tower and I dropped down. And hell, I was right at home. It said Coombs. I hadn't even left 5 miles of the airport. And I thought I was lost. Mama, you remember that time you and Daddy, we went up to Woodville and went to that little home cooked place that had chicken, and we flew up there for lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Daddy said, I don't even like getting in the car with you. I sure don't know how I feel about getting in this airplane with you. Those were some good old days. Oh, greetings to you from Sweden. Hey, Ninja Orchid. How are you, sugar? I share your videos with my sister and my niece because they, okay, Gurko or whatever. I don't know what your problem is. Peter Pickle, hey, babe. Because, what was I saying? Hell, I can't even remember what I was saying.
Sharing somebody.
Oh, yeah, sharing your video, Ninja Orchids. My sister and my niece, my sister lives in Florida, and she can grow some orchids. She gets them from the hardware like Lowe's, and whenever they're on, they put them out in the graveyard. The stores, they almost kill them, and she brings back like they're pretty, huh? The orchids cherry. Of course, it's the climate down there too. I'm sure that helps them flourish, huh? They're hard. I can't grow one. Hey, Bama Beauty, how are you, sugar? Hey, Simon says. Yep, oh, Mama, I pulled up today, and I said, oh, you looking pretty today, Mama. Can y'all hear those hummingbirds? Can you hear the noise? Hey, Mom's Jeans. Oh, Bama Beauty, I'm sorry. A cardiac ablation. So is that like stents? Sammy's activity. Oh, says your mom is beautiful. She sure is to be 89 and still bossing us around. Bama Beauty, the only kind of ablation I know is the kind I had so I wouldn't have my period anymore, years ago. Oh, keep going to AFib. Whenever I was 15, I started going into what they call, at the time, it was microvalve prolapse is what they diagnosed me with. I could and it always happened whenever I would lean over to pick something up or whatever. I look like a booger today, but whenever I would lean over and pick something up or just lean over, I could feel it. Like before I got all the way back upright, I could feel it like it catching my heart, and my heart would start racing. And I mean, it would, like you could see my shirt moving. It would be beaten, going to town. And, I mean, it would like, to even walk would, just wipe me out. So I would go to the hospital, go to the emergency room, and they would give me an IV immediately and give me a Denison, and it would stop my heart, and it would start back up. And they had the paddles. They only had to use the paddles a couple of times, the Denison. But as I got older, they changed it for mitral valve prolapse and told me it was supraventricular tachycardia, SVT. It would just race away with me. It happened so much when I lived up north. It happened so much that I would drive myself it was just, I was right down the road from one of the hospitals, and I would drive myself to the hospital, and they knew me well. And they knew, when I first started going, they were like, have you been doing any, cocaine or, anything to speed up your heart? They were suspicious of me, draw blood and all that stuff. Make sure I was, I guess, not on something to make my heart go like that. But anyway, the older I've got, and then I had a cardiologist put me on heart pills for the rest of my life, and I got tired of taking that. What did Daddy used to take? What kind of heart pills did they put him on? That's the kind they put me on. I can't remember the name of it. But anywho, the older I've gotten, it's kind of like mellowed out, or maybe I've mellowed out. I don't know. But it's not fun. My sister and I, we went to this one right here. Our dad was sick, and she lived in Lufkin. I lived in Salt Lake. So I flew in to Houston, and she and I drove over. We were coming over to, visit with them and check on them. And there was in Shreveport a casino. So we stopped there on the way through that night. And we sit down to, was it the penny slots, Diane? The penny slots that night we just got there. Her husband said, her husband was a big time gambler. He said, if you're gonna win big, you gotta gamble big. And I normally didn't gamble bills. You know what I mean? I'm all about the nickels. Anyway, he gave me $100 bill. I put the $100 bill in the machine. My sister put her $100 bill in. I hit it one time, and my heart drooped. And I don't guess I'd ever been around you when it happened, huh? So, and we had went up to the room before we went down there, and we hadn't eaten all day. We were starving to death. So we went up to the room before we went down to the casino, and got something to eat, and smoked one of her left-handed cigarettes. So anyway, I told her, I said, oh crap, whenever it happened. She said, what? I said, my heart messed up. Of course, she knew about it. She'd just never been with me because we lived in different states. Anywho, so she kind of freaked out. I was like, it's okay. Let me just tell you. She calls her husband. He was playing, we were on the slot machines, and he was playing big time. Anyway, she calls him and tells him, but we start walking through the casino. And I said, it's okay. All we got to do is just, okay, let me back up. So one of the doctors I used to go see, they said, before I went to the hospital, that I could strain like I was trying to have a bowel movement several times. And sometimes that would make it go back into rhythm. Or get a bowl of ice water and dunk my face in it. Well, let me just tell you something. I know that ice water challenge is like a thing people do now. But when this one, I could not put my face. That's something very hard to do, stick your face down in ice water. Let me just tell you. I'd strain. I'd do all that. I never could get it to, go back into rhythm like that. So I always had to go to the emergency room. But anyway, she's like, oh, shit. So I said, it's okay. Well, her husband knew the people that worked at the casino. He was a regular. They knew him by first name. So they called, he told somebody that worked there, and they called the ambulance. Let me just tell y'all, it wasn't just the ambulance. The damn fire truck, woo! They were like 3 deep. Fire truck. You remember all those damn fire trucks? Oh, my Lord. I was so embarrassed. And they put me on a stretcher, and I was like, all this for me? I couldn't believe. I bet people coming in thought, damn, that bitch must have hit big. She put herself in a heart attack. Having a heart attack. But anyway, that was that. I said, it's all good. But I mean, it's scary whenever they do that adenosine and it stops your heart. It I've been told that I would feels like an elephant sitting on your chest, and it would be like difficult for a second there. Oh, hey, real angel girl, I've missed you too. But anyway, I'm 56 or 57 now. I can't remember. But I haven't had an issue in several years now. So thank the good Lord for that. But anyway, my sister said, "Well, we better tell them when we get to the hospital." They start asking. Of course, I was in Shreveport. I was at a hospital I'd never been to before, and and when they start asking me questions, I'm like, "Nope, nope, hadn't took anything. Nope, nope." And Diane said, "You better tell them, you guys." I said, "Shit, bitch, I ain't gonna tell them. They don't need to know that. Hell, if that did anything, that brings it down. They ain't gonna raise it." But she was just wanting to confess all the sins. And her husband's so funny. He said, he called. He said, "Don't give them your social." He said, "Make up some numbers. That way they won't be able to send you a bill." He said, "Give them somebody. Just make up a social security number. They don't know you. They won't be able to find you." He was a damn mess. My daddy said, when him and Diane first got together, my mom had stomach cancer. She was in the hospital in Hattiesburg, and everybody, come in. So when they come down, he was a gypsy, and I mean to tell you, not like Gypsy Rose. He was like blood gypsy. His whole family was like gypsies, and they had their own language and everything. But he went to Walmart, and they had bicycles on clearance, a bunch of bicycles, and he bought a bunch of them. I remember my daddy would tell everybody. He said, "I tell you one thing about him. You can take him anywhere, put him out, and he ain't gonna do without." He said he'll figure a way out to make it. He said he could. What would he say? Something about sell your sell something about your shirt. Buy your shirt off of you and turn around and sell it back to you. Oh. No, not like Gypsy Rose. Hey, is she on Dancing with the Stars? I thought she was pregnant. I saw the other day they said when Dancing with the Stars start, I think they said Gypsy Rose was one of the people. I thought she was pregnant. Is she still?
She's supposed to be.
I've been all around P Diddy, Puff Daddy. I've been all around that and all up in it. That little beady-eyed bastard. He's gonna get what he's got coming to him. He might be like Epstein. You know what I mean? Knock himself off, or somebody knock him off. I just can't hardly do no more of the whole Bullhorn Betty crap. I just can't hardly listen to no more of that regurgitating the same shit over and over. I mean, I feel bad for the Sebastian, but you can only beat a dead horse so long. Yes, they sure are, Bama Beauty. They were saying that several people, are MIA, And I mean, I've been hearing some stories, Lord, some crazy stories. I saw Whistledown put a video up yesterday or day before about J-Lo. Did anybody see that? Things that make you go hum. I mean, did y'all see the pictures of all the damn lube and KY in his bathroom? I mean, dude, that's crazy. Yep, Cat Williams told it all. And I saw an interview when I was driving up here today. I was listening to, I'd never saw this podcast that was interviewing, but he had Smiley on there from Houston, the radio guy. And his son died a couple years ago when Cat Williams come out with all that stuff. And he was saying about how, there was some controversy about one of the movies that he said that he was supposed to be the Cat Williams part. Anyway, Cat Williams talked about it on Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay, whenever he was throwing Diddy and everybody out. I love that interview with Cat Williams, Club Shay Shay. Yeah, absolutely, Ninja Orca. You know what's crazy is it makes you wonder if that other lady that come out with the newest one that filed a lawsuit, makes me wonder if they were even going to do anything. You know what I mean? Or is it because so many people continue to come out? And that Aubrey O'Day or whatever her name is, she never has, but she's backing up that other lady. There's no telling. And look, arson, I think they're going to pin Kim Porter. Okay, who was it? I watched a video the other day. Okay, so his ex-wife, Kim Porter, she was writing a tell-all, and she had told Kimora Simmons, if anything happens to me, there's a backup of my book. Well, the book come out, or it's being released, parts of that book. So, and I think he knocked her off. And then, did you see about Ellen and Twitch, girl? And Twitch was found, he was naked in his hotel. Girl, there ain't no telling. It's going to come down. My mama said, who are y'all talking about? When me and my sister got here. I said, oh, P. Diddy. Oh, yeah, they need to get Tupac's, I think he put the hit out on him, too. They said that his dad, Gene Deal, I saw an interview, his dad, they said that his dad was kind of like mafia, whatever, you know what I mean? And he learned it from his dad. But sorry, my other phone was ringing. Yeah, I saw that, Mom's jeans. That was crazy. I mean, listen, I like older men. Whenever my second husband was 17 years older than me, but Lord have mercy, that was a reach. Now that dude she was with. Oh yeah, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce most definitely knew a lot more about it. Yep, Drain the Swamp. You're right, Ninja Orchid. Absolutely. And Russell Simmons, Kimora's husband, he had to leave the States. Well, I don't know. I don't think it was for the same charges, but it was for sexually messing with younger girls. I mean, he's in Bali or somewhere. Yep, you're right. You're right, Mom's jeans. It's crazy to think about the domino effect. That how long it went on, and like, yay for Cassie's all I can say. That girl will probably be in therapy for the rest of her life. But Gene Deal said he settled with her so quick, not because of what she told, but what she hadn't told. That's the reason he settled for what she hadn't told. He said, I think she knows where the bodies are buried and all that stuff. I was going to show you guys. Last year when I was mowing Mama's lawn, there was a bunch of, where did I saw, Mom, what are those little red, oh, right up here. What are these red flowers called? Do you remember?
No.
But when I got here today, I was driving up, I was like, ooh, look at all those little, I had to wait for my sister to come out here or something to tell me. Somebody might know and chat, but aren't those pretty? Now, they come up in different places, so I don't know what they're called, but they're beautiful. Oh yeah, I've had some limbs whenever that last hurricane come through. It got worse up here than it did on the coast where we're at. I'm flopping around. I got flip-flops on. I never wear flip-flops, so I'm sorry if you guys hear my shoes are flopping. Now this cactus, my sister said you can make jelly out of those blooms, but she ain't never done it, or not that I know of. You can make some, I think she said jelly. Well, there ain't no blooms on it. I guess the little maroon part. My husband's coming up tomorrow. Look at that hummingbird vine. That shit takes over everything. It's pretty, but it takes over everything. This is a new rain gauge. We're all about rain gauges here in the South. Oh, hell, that one's got tons of spots. But my sister sent this one. But this one is the things on the inside. It keeps up with all kinds of stuff. It tells you, keeps up with the percentages from the time you hook it up or whatever. It's a smart rain gauge. It's beautiful, but it's still hot here. And whenever I lived in Salt Lake, we called them hen and chicks, or chicks and hens or something. I can't remember what but that would grow in like rock. You wouldn't have to have no dirt. They would just grow. So my mom, hen and chicks, I think. My mom brought a couple pieces back, and that was many years ago. And then my girlfriend went to Japan, and she smuggled a piece of Japanese rice paper, a little twig of this right here, back in her shoe years and years ago. And this shit, so she gave us a little bit of it. And I mean, it was a little bit. This stuff has spread. There's even some of those little red things in there. But these leaves are small. They get huge. And they have a bloom that comes up out of the middle of them. But anyway, this stuff has spread. I think it's beautiful, but my sister says, damn, it's everywhere. I mean, it just grows, takes over, kind of like we have kudzu here. And kudzu is a vine that was come from somewhere else, and it's like takes over everywhere, ditches and everything. But that Japanese rice paper gets up to the roof, like up to the very top of the roof there. It gets huge. And then this little tomato plant, I posted some pictures. These little tomatoes, this come up voluntarily. I guess a bird dropped a seed or something, but it has a cross, like where these little leaves are at. When the tomato turns red, it's like it looks like a star. I'm sorry, a star. So I looked it up and I posted pictures. I'm pretty sure I posted them on my community wall. And this rose bush has been putting some roses on for months now. Okay. Japanese knotweed, dangerous. Mama, where did kudzu come from? What country? Didn't it come from another country?
Yeah, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either. And it takes over, don't it?
Yeah.
But now the lady that does my mom's hair, she makes kudzu jelly or jam. I don't know how she does it, but it's pretty darn good. Oh, Japan? Okay. And when I lived in Salt Lake, they had, I'm trying to remember what it was, Quakies, I think. I might be wrong about that, but it was a type of tree, and it was brought over from somewhere else. And they were like, I think it was Quakies. I'm not sure about that. I can't remember. There's been lots of sleeping and other things in between those days and today. No, absolutely not, Mom's jeans. You sure don't. Thank you, Ninja Orchid, for getting the riffraff out. I hadn't even been paying attention. Oh, what you want me to get closer to? The red thing, Ninja Orchid? Let me ask my sister real quick. She got the new floor, too. You know, we were tearing up that carpet. Diane, what are those red, whatever they are, volunteer things that come up? What are those called? Huh? Spider lilies. See, this is the floor. Looking good, huh? Yeah. All right, spider lilies. And amaryllis, yeah. So my sister sent this to my mom, and I want y'all to know, these are supposed to last several years. These are real roses. Aren't they beautiful? But they, looks like somebody's been digging down in here. I like to know how they feel, like they're fresh and everything. But she's had them for several months now. They've come a long way with technology or whatever. Spider lilies, Mama. That's what Diane said. And amaryllis. Is that the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the red thing. I'll get closer. Spider lilies, I guess. Or the cactus, Ninja. They're very pretty, but they just come up. Oh, there's a bumblebee. Yellow jackets are giving those hummingbirds a time, wanting that nectar. We have had the most wasp here this year. Man, last time I was here, week before last, holy moly, I went through 3 cans of wasp spray. I mean, they it's crazy how many. I mean, they get everywhere. The craziest places they got, and it's not dirt daubers. We've got dirt daubers all the time, but these are damn red wasp. But they're vicious too. But they get right. Okay, so this is vinyl siding. Last year they were getting up in there from where, the banisters outside. But my sister said that now, you see that crack in it up there where it's, that they're going in and out there. Ain't that some crazy stuff? Damn wasp. But honey, I took care of them when I was here last time. So if there's any left, I'll be surprised. And she had some of them in the ground. Have y'all ever heard of them making nests in the ground? And I think this is a poppy plant, if I'm not mistaken. My nephew he used to extradite prisoners he lived in Florida and he worked for the sheriff's department. And he come to visit and he was sitting there one day on the end. He said, Granny, he said, is that a damn opium plant, a poppy plant or whatever? Mama said, it sure is, and don't you worry about it. Don't ask me where she got it from. I don't know. But, and this is no shit. I had a friend when I lived in Utah. He worked he was a sales rep for a gas company, air gas. And he would eat, his wife would go to Costco, which is like a Sam's Club. And they had those muffins, big old muffins. And he would eat him a poppy seed muffin, just about every morning. And he was older than me. He's probably 15 years older than me, and he didn't do anything but smoke a little weed and drink. That's all he did. But he tested positive for whatever opium or whatever poppy, whatever that falls in on the drug screen. And he'd been with that company for like 30 something years. And you guys know it was from those eating those damn poppy seed muffins. Can you believe that? Oh, it does? Okay. Isn't that what? I mean, I don't know what they make with that stuff. I can't. I don't have enough space in my head to bother myself with all that stuff, but I just know it's illegal. Oh, it's very popular. What, poppy seeds? Ninja orchid? Or very popular. Hey, Freeside. Well, shit. Yep. Multi-seed bread. Oh, yes. Yes, I make some, this an orange juice. It's an orange juice cake. You put orange juice and mandarin oranges in it. It's a good, Mama puts it in the freezer and you just pour orange juice out. I can't remember. It's a damn good cake with walnut and stuff, but I always put poppy seeds in mine. Ninja orchid is how is like marijuana? Is it like Amsterdam where you're at? Is it like legal or is it considered to be illegal? Mary Jane. Hey Rowena, how are you, love? Coke, not the drink. Okay, so that's. I was watching something the other day. Yes, Rowena, you have to go back and man, there was like a bunch of them out here earlier. They were sound like helicopters flying over. My sister said she's counted up to 50 at one time. And I got my mom for Mother's Day last year one of these hummingbird feeders. But let me just tell you, we smoked before we tried putting it up. My sister and I, we ended up wearing the juice instead of. But it says to use shepherd's hook, which we did the second round. Let me see. This one. It's a long one, you hang it up. But this was a and it come with a ring that you could put on your finger, and it has one of these little things in there, and you're supposed to hold your hand out, and the hummingbirds would come up to it, but we didn't. I mean, hell, we couldn't even hardly get that thing hung up without all the sticky juice getting all over us. I sure wasn't going to try putting a damn ring on my finger. But we're going to try it again, hit it in the morning when we had coffee and nothing else. Yeah, my mom, they used to sit on the back porch back there before my dad died, and she had about 6 feeders up, and you couldn't even hardly hear yourself talk. There would be so many of them come up. They were so loud. She's doing good. She was just out here. She's skinny, skinny. She went and got her hair fixed for the first time in months the other day. And she said she wanted to give me a perm. She said, but hell, I couldn't sit there that long. I started laughing. She don't know my mom smokes. Yeah, she does. But my mom doesn't think that she knows. Mom doesn't think anybody knows that she smokes. She doesn't want anybody. I mean, my God, you can tell. It's hilarious. It's so funny. She don't want, everybody knows she smokes, but she don't think they do. So she can't go and stay too long at the hairdresser's because she starts wanting a cigarette. But yeah, she's not wearing her oxygen. My sister said that they're talking about taking her off of, putting her back on, let me see, home health instead of hospice. Because they were coming out, I guess they've been coming out every other day. But she's doing so good. So, but between you and I and y'all watching, all it's going to take, she used to get bronchitis 3 or 4 times a year. And when she got it, she was down. And this is when she was healthy. But now that she's lost so much weight and she's, elderly and COPD and emphysema, it don't take much to take her out. So all it would take is like, getting bronchitis to take her back down again. She's very compromised, her immune system. But I was really, really surprised. Now, mentally, she's not, she forgets a lot and she can't hear a whole lot. But I'm just glad she's here. I don't care what shape she's in. You know what I mean? I just hugged her and kissed her on the head when I got here. I said, "You look so pretty, Mom." I mean, she's the best I've seen her look in months. So thank you guys for all the prayers and all that. It's most definitely helped. This is the pepper sauce I put up the other day. What I need to figure out is these little skinny peppers were real vibrant red and green. But the vinegar, now I put celery salt, peppercorns, those little pearl onions, and then jalapenos, serranos, and some other kind of peppers in it. And salt and pepper, of course, a little salt and pepper. But I've got to figure out why they're not holding their color. Maybe it's normal. I don't know. I don't eat pepper sauce, but I sure like to look at it, put it up. Ninja Orchid, if you eat it, I will sure mail you some. And my husband, he drinks the Crown Royal. He takes little shots. And he always leaves some in the bottom, and I don't pour it out. I leave that as part of the pepper sauce. Maybe that's why my peppers are not keeping their color. I don't know. Hey, Texas girl. Good to see you, love. Yeah, the hummingbirds were in full force up here. And I said, I've got to tell my sister, I said, I can't believe you ain't sent me videos of this. I said, I'm going to have to go live. And, but now, it's kind of like a kid. Whenever you want them to do something, they quit doing it. But she says she's counted up to 50 at one time. And they get so loud. But they're coming back up here. They're mean little suckers, too. To each other, Oh, Rowena, Mama used to, we didn't sit down at the table without a chow chow being on the table, eat it with our peas and butter bean relish. I used to not like it, but, the older you get, you start acquiring taste. But, gosh, we hadn't had chow chow in a long time either. And my mom used to make, I never eat it because I was young and I didn't like stuff like that, but it was green. She would put green food coloring in them and red food coloring. And I don't know if it was cucumbers or if it was pickles. I don't know what it was, but people loved it. I don't know what that stuff was called. I'll have to ask her if she can remember. Chow chow, for us Mom's Jeans, is just like a relish. It's like a salsa almost. It's got onions and bell pepper and tomatoes, and it's like a thick salsa. And we would put it on anything. Vegetables especially is what we would put it on, a cornbread. Yeah, pepper relish. And my mom she would make the chow chow, and then she would make a batch that was more like tomato, spaghetti base. I was watching this lady the other day, and she was putting she had stockpiled on flour and sugar. You know, she was a prepper. You know, and she had these big old mylar bags. She said, I would have already put this up, but look at those hummingbirds. She said, I couldn't get the mylar bags. She said they're like sold out everywhere. But these were the biggest mylar bags I'd ever seen. But she put up the mylar bag in a 5-gallon bucket that had a screw lid on it, a screw on lid, and she put flour, sugar, and cornmeal, I think, in buckets. And she said, getting ready for it. She said keep it in a dark place, and she said it lasts for years. Now, some people I've read where they put it in the freezer before they put it in the mylar bags. And my husband said, I said, I don't know why they do that. And he said because, and he was wrong, I believe, but anyway, he said that it was because if it was chilled or cool, it would help create a vacuum on the mylar bags. But I don't think that's right, because the other day, the lady said, people ask me if I've had my flour and stuff in the freezer before I put it in there. She said I didn't. Apparently, it's supposed to kill if you put it in the freezer before you put it in the bags. That if there's any kind of little bugs or whatever, anything they even think about being a bug, it would kill it. She said, but I always stuff mine. So I don't know does anybody know why some people put their dry goods in the freezer before they put it in mylar bags in a bucket? I don't know. I tried doing that, prepping like that, but I'm going to tell you what I do. I'll get down and I won't buy any because I'll know that I've got it, put back, and then I'll run out and then I'll open my container that I say, you know what I mean? Open it because I'm thinking, well, you need to rotate. You don't want to leave it. So, but my sister, before she got rid of her chickens, she did a bunch of eggs in, I can't think what it's called, some kind of egg wash. Anyway, you can store them she put them in 1-gallon jugs that like mayonnaise would come in. Which place she used to work at, they would save the mayonnaise jugs, the gallon jugs. And it's some kind of like lime or something you would dissolve in water. I can't remember. Egg bath or something. I can't remember what it's called. I have to Google it. But anyway, she put a bunch of them. I don't even know how many jugs she's got down in the bottom of the kitchen cabinet in a dark place. And I opened one when I was here last time because we ran out of eggs and I was making some cookies. And we just put them in the refrigerator. But the only way you can tell any difference is the white is like water. It's not like if you crack a fresh egg compared to one that's been in that stuff or whatever. The only difference that I can tell was those they are like something else. The white of the egg was like water instead of, but if you cook with it, you can't really tell a difference. Hey, heart-shaped box. Yeah, they're like something else. I do too, Rowena. I put my coffee, and if I have extra, I always put it in the freezer just because my mom always did. Hey, sissy girl. Morning, how are you? Yes, glassy eggs. That's it. That's it. Yeah, you can keep them as long as you don't compromise. Tomatoes and oh, yeah, my sister makes. We call it like red eye gravy or tomato gravy. My sister the one that lives here with my mom now, she used to work at Shawnee's. She was a manager at Shawnee's for years and years and years, but they would make it, and they would put a beer in theirs. She calls it red eye gravy. And she said people used to come because they would open real early, and she said people would come in there after the bars, and that's all they would want was the red eye gravy. I guess the hair of the dog would help them get over, But yes, I love tomato gravy. And I used to not like onions, but I don't like them raw, but I love them cooked and stuff. Mom, was it a heat thing? I don't know what you're talking about. I hadn't been paying attention. You'll have to tell me. Yes, we do, Rowena. We do. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. My husband loves liver. I used to make liver and onions for one of my other husbands, my ex-husbands, and I can't stomach it. I can't stand to touch that shit. I mean, ugh, I just can't do it. And Mark, my husband now, he said, I like liver and onions. And I said, well, you're going to have to get your mama to make it because I just don't know if I can. Oh, yeah, to keep boll weevils out. Yeah, weevils. You're right, Mom's Jeans. I sent my phone, or told Queen Bee to give you my phone number, Rowena. You'll have to give me a jingle one day. Hey, thing. You make my heart sing. Look at all these hummingbirds. Whenever, what was it, Y2K years, whenever that Y2K thing was supposed to be a big deal, my sister, they bought so many canned goods, they had them under every bed in their house, and she said, that was just a bunch of shit. She said, because, canned goods don't last forever. I mean, there's an expiration date on that. My mom had put up some string beans and okra. She used to put it up in mason jars in some kind of, I don't know if it was vinegar or what, but she would take it out, rinse it real good, and then like batter the okra or whatever, and then fry it, and it was really good. And string beans, I mean, I couldn't tell. So she sent me home a couple years ago. She sent me home with some string beans and some okra. And anyway, I just put it up on my shelf, So she was down. She'd come down and stayed with me, and she said, "You're not gonna, you hadn't cooked that yet?" I said, "No, Mom." I said, "I'm gonna tell you the truth." I said, I don't know if I like that shit like that." I said, "I don't like string beans, and I don't know. Like, to me, they're mushy." "No, they're not." Well, the other day I was gonna make something, and I needed green beans, and I only had one can. So I said, "Well, girl, now's your time." So I went and got. It was a quart jar, mason jar, and I got it, and I said, well, we ended up ordering pizza that night, and I said, well, I didn't do it that night. So the next day I opened it, and I had to go throw it outside, the damn string beans. I mean, I just couldn't. To me, they were mushy. I mean, I don't know how long they're good for, but she would put them down in like a water bath and can it like that. But look, when I took the damn ring off, the ring was already off, but the seal, the lid, the orange stuff, that seals in the jar, half of it stayed on the jar. That's how damn old it was. So the turtles and the coons got that. Oh, yeah, it's so high now, sissy girl. I mean, it just makes me sick to go to the grocery store. I told my husband, I said, he's like, damn, he's like, you need to quit going. I said, hell, I need to quit going. I don't go, but when I have to go, trust and believe that. I said, you need to, he don't ever go. I said, you need to look at the damn receipt and see what stuff costs. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, especially meat, man. And growing up, my mom and dad, I didn't know what top ramen or raviolis, none of that stuff. Because we had cattle here on the land. We raised cattle. We had a catfish pond, a pond. We grew our vegetables. I mean, we grew all of our vegetables. I mean, really and truthfully, we had cows. We milked. I mean, we had milking cows. We had chickens. You know what I mean? Very little did we have to go to the grocery store for. So, I mean, my mom's got two freezers. Ain't no telling how old that crap is that's in the bottom of it, but it's been put up for years and years. But that's what we do and what we did. And I have a feeling it's what people need to go back to doing, because I'm just telling you, it's plumb damn scary. Rowena, I took my mom, we went up to see her sister one day. It was in the nursing home. This is before, probably about a year ago, when Mama was able to travel. We don't take her nowhere, very far off now. But anyway, there was this place, and they had fried pies. It was a new place that had opened up. And they had dessert fried pies and then like savory fried pies. And they were so good. Like empanadas is what we always call them. What diet are you on, Rowena? I sure need to go on I wish I could find somebody to write me some Ozempic or something. Oh, I don't want to have to do the, the diet. I want to do the lazy thing. Because I am miserable. I told my husband, I said, golly. I said, I am miserable. I said, I can't believe I have this is probably the biggest I've ever been, but it is what it is. Yes, it's a girl. Now I do put my pasta. I do put it in. I buy it in big bags or whatever, and I do put it up in jars. And I bought one of those sealers. Have you guys got one of those little mason jar sealers? You put it down on your jar, and it sucks the air, vacuum the air out. What's Mama doing? Oh.
News.
Yeah. You ready? Go on. We always go on that little skinny porch whenever she's gonna make me get stupid. Yes, it's a girl. There's several different brands on the TikTok shop. Uh, the one that I got starts with a K, KIS Kisner or something like that, and I think that might be one of the best rated. It wasn't, but like it was $20 or less. Uh, but they run deals on the TikTok shop all the time. I want to get my sister one of those massagers. She for neck massagers. I don't know if y'all been seeing those advertisements, but I did get. Let me just tell you, these are the bomb.com. I brought my mom and sister one when I come last time. Let me show y'all. Oh shit, these humidifiers, whatever they're called, air purifiers. These little things. Put some of those little laundry beads or either essential oils and water up to here. And honey child, let me just tell you, these things work within a minute. I love this thing. And they both smoke in the house, so I thought I'd help a sister out a little bit. But as you could tell, it was turned off. All right, you guys, I guess I'll get off of here. I'm gonna, my sister's calling me. Y'all can't hear her. She's screaming my name. Come around here. I gotta keep her company. Yeah, so do you know where, did y'all tell me it come from Germany, kudzu? It comes from
China.
China, yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, we buy the Keurig. I have a Keurig pot, so I don't know what what's coffee going for these days? Is it?
Depends. If it's on sale, it's like $9.99, $12.
Oh, yeah, Folgers, they drink Folgers, but my sister in Florida, Cherry, if you're listening, bitch, I'm fixing to talk about you, so put earmuffs on. She freaking, when she makes a pot of coffee, baby, she wants the damn spoon to stand up in it. Let me just tell you, she puts a lot of coffee. A lot, don't she? A lot more than what you do.
It's habit forming.
To me, it gets bitter if you put, you know what I mean? If you put too much coffee, it starts tasting bitter. Okay, let's see. Are they still together? Oh, are you talking to me or who are you talking about, twin? Mom's. Yeah, yeah, the ass cheeks. That's exactly what she's talking about. Yeah, because she told me to tell that child. That's exactly what she's talking. Yeah, they still together, baby. Oh gosh, that's funny. Oh gee, that's so funny. Yeah. So she puts those little things. Yeah, I told him. I said, you don't never hardly tell no jokes. So that was surprised me that day. I kept saying, who? First, of course, I thought about my brother and his cuckoo for Cocoa Puff's ex-wife. I just knew those bitches had done decided to mend the fences again. Yeah, Diane makes a good cold coffee. The best joke ever, she said. I wish I could remember my uncle. He he worked for South Central Bell in Arkansas. Worked there, retired from the company. I don't know who, Bell South now or whatever. But anyway, he was fun. My brother's named after him. My dad's brother, Uncle Guy. He would tell us, every time you saw him, he had it, and they were savory. Some of them were spicy. And his wife, she would get some. She'd say, "Quit talking like that," and he'd laugh and he'd tell. I wish I could remember some of the jokes he would tell, because he told jokes, didn't he? And some good ones too. But hell, I can't remember them. All right, Robrina, call me. The only two I remember, and I tell it, if you're passing a cemetery and there's a fence around it, I always say, do you know why they got a fence around it? because people just dying to get in. And then the next one I'll say, do you know how many people's buried out there? Or how many people's dead out there? All of them. Those are about the only two I can remember. And I've told them so many times that people, they try to tell me the jokes. Mm. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm gonna get off of here. Gotta go.
She finna get stupid.
I'm gonna get stupid here. So, hey, Cashmere. I already can't think of half of what I was gonna tell. Oh yeah, didn't you say there was jelly you can make with those cacti out there with the purple part that's sticking up on them?
The little balls on them, yeah.
Well, why hadn't you ever made any?
Well, because we ain't never had enough at one time to get ripe.
That would be a prickly situation, wouldn't it?
Yeah, painful.
Yes. All right, love you guys. I might come back tomorrow or something. Get some old mama on here. You guys have a good evening. Bye bye. If you ain't